Hello, beautiful people. So today I'm really excited and if you're ready for this, we're gonna actually delve deep into one of my favorite philosophers of all time. That's Muhammad Jalaluddin Rumi, or Muhammad. Let me just check his, full name. Jalaluddin Muhammad Balkhi, right? Jalaluddin Muhammad Rumi. He was born on 30th September 1207 till 17 December 1273, which means our master, is one of Islamic world's greatest poets. He is usually known for English-speaking word as Rumi. He is a Sufi mystic, philosopher, and a lover of humanity. It is one of the reasons why I really love Rumi. And just to show you, here are some of his images of like an old man. But today, I'm very excited because I've been, reading Rumi here and there and always been like, fascinated by this. And I was just researching like, what is the book that I should like start with, to delve deeper into Rumi. Now, then I found like a really big book about his whole life and history, and it's a real longer book. But I also wanted to like balance it out and make like a transition into like first falling in love with Rumi and like Rumi's deepest work. And I found this book, which is Rumi's Little Book of Life. Now, let me tell you, right now on the screen you see part one. That's Garden of the Soul. Similarly, there's three parts to this book, and all of them have about like 20 to 25 to 30 chapters. But part one is Garden of Soul, part two is Garden of Heart, part three is Garden of Spirit. So I hope you're excited because this is Rumi's best work, and let's just dive like right into it, and let's start reading. So we are on Rumi's Little Book of Life, Part One, Garden of the Soul. Come back, my soul. How much longer will you linger in the garden of deceit? I have sent you 100 messages. I have shown you 100 ways. Either you never read them or you ignore my advice. Come back, my soul. Do not waste time with the cold hearted. They do not know your worth. Why do you seek water when you are the stream? Have you forgotten? You are the king's falcon. You are a ray of the beloved, a divine wonder. Indulging our pride, we run after every fleeting image. How odd that, being so unimportant, we cultivate such grand illusions. Do not grieve over past joys, be sure they will reappear in another form. A child's joy is in milk and nursing, but once weaned it finds new joys in bread and honey. Joy appears in many different forms. It moves from place to place. It may suddenly show in falling rain or in the rose bed. It comes now as water, now as beauty, or as nourishing bread. But suddenly it may show its face from behind the veil and destroy all idols that prevent you from seeking the divine. In sleep, when the soul leaves the body, you may dream of yourself as a tall cypress or as a beautiful rose. But be warned, my friend, all these phantoms dissolve into thin air. Once the soul returns to the body, do not rely on anything but your heart. Just a little bit pause, guys. As I read this, I'm literally having a smile on my face and like feeling the joy that Rumi is trying to describe through his text. And I could feel the sunlight, right back on my neck and the warmth of that. And I think in this moment, the joy is for me sitting in my garden and having this sunlight appear on me and reading Rumi, and so blessed. It's such a joyful moment. So let's keep on going. Man may tolerate the rain for a while, but soon he looks for shelter. While ducks quack happily for rainwater is their sustenance. The intellect is luminous and seeks justice. So why does the dark ego prevail over it? Because the ego is at home in the body. When the intellect is only a visitor, the ego dog at his own door like a lion. If one were to tell an unborn child that outside the womb there is glorious world with green fields and lush gardens, high mountains and vast seas with a sky lit by the sun and the moon, the unborn would not believe such absurdity. Still in the dark womb, how could he imagine the indescribable majesty of this world? In the same way, when the mystics speak of worlds beyond scent and color, the common man deafened by greed and blinded by self interest, cannot grasp their reality. Having built a hen house for yourself, do not invite a camel in. The hen house is your body, the hen is your intellect, and the camel is love's majesty in all its glory. The five senses are linked together. All five have grown from the same root. When one is strengthened, the rest are enhanced. Seeing enhances speech, communication increases vision, and sight stimulates and awakens every sense to spiritual perception. If one sense breaks free from its bonds, having a glimpse of the invisible, it makes it apparent to all others. You have seen how when one sheep jumps over the creek, the whole flock follows. So drive the flock of your senses to pasture and let them graze on the heavenly flowers in the garden of truth. Tell me, my lover asked me tenderly, how could you live without me? I said, without you I am lost, like a fish out of water. He smiled. This is only your own fault. Suddenly my guest appeared, startled my heart, asked, who is there? The glorious moon, answered my soul. The guest was in the house, but we, like lunatics, were running in the streets searching for him. I am here, he kept calling me from inside, while we, like doves, kept cooing. Where? Where are you? As when a crowd gathers in the night shouting, help! Help! There is a thief! And the thief who is among them also keeps shouting. His cries mix with the down by the crowd. The saying, he is with you, means in your search for him, he is with you, closer to you than yourself. Why seek outside? Melt like snow. Wash yourself from yourself and let love grow in your soul, silent as a lily. Only ignorance keeps a bird engaged. The masters have fled from their cage and have become guides, showing that the only way out of ignorance is faith. You have the habit of walking slowly, holding grudges and resentments, ill tempered and greedy, small minded, and with so many attachments. How do you expect to attain union? Leave this muddy water and seek clarity. Being so weak, you need all the help and grace of God to overcome the waves and reach the shore to safety. Take shelter with those who need no shelter. Only on the horse of love can you go beyond the sun and moon to behold the perfect one. Questioning cannot unravel the secret of truth, nor giving away your wealth and position. Mere words do not exalt the heart. Pain is in the price that the heart has to pay. You may be proud and conceited, but you cannot impress the sun by flirting. Stop walking in your own shadow, wallowing in your own foolish thoughts. Raise your head, look at the sun, walk among the flowers, and become a human being. Do not dwell in darkness like a night bird. Pray for the monsters of your imagination. Get up and seek the light. Look toward the sun. This body is a guest house. Each morning someone new arrives. Welcome them all, for they may be messengers from the invisible. Do not feel burdened by them, or they may go back to non existence. Each time a thought enters your heart, treat it as an honored guest. Your worth is shown by the thoughts you entertain. Embrace sorrowful thoughts, for they sweep the house of your heart clean. Scatter the withered leaves and pull out the twisted roots, preparing the ground for the new shoots of joy. What sorrow takes away from the heart, it replaces with something better. Without the fury of thunder and lightning, the plants will be scorched by sun. Be grateful for all you receive, good and bad alike, for it may be a gift from the treasury of spirit that will bring the fulfillment of your most secret desire. I wish that grief and sorrow would shatter your heart, disloyal lover, and deprive you of everything you value in the world. As no one remembers me but sorrow, I bless it 1,000 times a day. Greetings from your own drunken lover. You stole my heart, beloved. Now I am offering my life. Friends, let him intoxicate you completely, for being half drunk is of no use. His wine is like an electric spark for the soul. There may be pale faces in love's kingdom, much sorrow and many tears, but do not fear for your reputation. Once you become an empty cup, the wine bearer will fill you with divine love. Fear for not your reputation, you will be glorified. God has given us wine so potent that those intoxicated with it escape from the two worlds. He has put in the form of hashish a power that delivers the one who tastes it from self consciousness. He has made sleep so it erases every thought. God has created thousands of wines that can take over our minds. Do not be deceived by every kind of wine. Jesus was intoxicated with God, his donkey with barley. Seek the wine of joy from the blessed ones, in whom it is stored. Every object of love is like a jar, one full with dregs, another full of pure pearls. Any wine will get you high, but be a connoisseur and taste with caution. Judge like a king and choose the one not tainted with fear and vain expectations. My God, this magic, there's so much magic in Rumi's words. I read so many books by now, and like in no other book, on like every third or fourth page, I'm just having sort of like like an what do you how do you call that? Like when the text or something interacts with a very inner part of you. And I think like if you're listening and if you're watching this with a presence of mind, you would feel that too with Rumi's words and what Rumi's trying to tell, and how he sees the world, how he describes the world, how he describes God, how he describes new things, being born, and like compares the child being unborn to what lays outside the world. Oh, marvelous! This is unbelievable. I've never been so happy. This is the most happiest moment of my day. The mouse soul is a nibbler and has been given a mind proportionate to its needs. The Almighty gives nothing without need. God would not have created the earth if the world did not need it. If the earth did not need mountains, He would not have made them so majestic. If there was no need for the sun, the moon, the stars, He would not have created them. He has given man tools according to his needs. Need, then, is the cause of all things in existence. So increase your need quickly to the sea of His benevolence may surge in generosity. What is this hurricane blowing from heaven, making thousands of ships stagger and sway like drunks? It is by the wind that ships sail, and by the wind they sink. God commands the winds as we command our breath when we blame or praise. Different winds blow from the invisible. Some bring blessings, other devastation. The wind is apparent, but the source is hidden. The pure of heart perceive the source and are guided by its light. Their faith unshakable. They keep silent, their eyes firm on the path, collecting wisdom. Those blind to the source become form worshippers, gambling their life. They sit at the feet of great masters, repeating their words, fussing over faith, looking for smoke as proof of fire. Be like the sun, king without courtiers, silent and still as a fulcrum. Fulcrum. Do not be fooled, my friend. This world is not to be trusted. It will intoxicate you with its sweet drink and suddenly desert you and wrap its arms around another lover. Flowers live for a short moment, but the flowers that grow from reasons remain fresh. The blossoms of earth wither and fade. The blossoms of the heart, what a joy! We delight in all known sciences, but they are only a small bunch from God's garden. We hold on to these few bunches because we have shut ourselves off the garden. Unless you become a lover of God, you are an echo, a mountain with no voice of its own. The echo is a reflection from another source, like your speech and feelings. Speech is not inspired by the divine, springs from the self will, and floats like dust in the air, like moths in the sunbeam. The senses are tools of the mind, and the mind is a tool of the spirit. When the mind becomes confused, it is spirit that brings back clarity and harmony. Our desires and thoughts spread over the soul as weeds spread over the surface of a pond. The ego thrives in muddy water, while the mind needs clarity and transparency. Let the mind become the master and the senses its obedient servants. A master who puts his senses to sleep is able to perceive the unseen emerging from the spirit. Even his waking state, he dreams, dreams that open the gates to divine truth. Oh my God. I'm like, I feel so grateful. I feel so blessed. Like I feel this like the fact that I'm able to read his book, his words, and understand it and feel it. I think it's all a very a glimmer moment for me, a glimmer moment of the day. Now this is the last of it I want to read because I want to be absolutely active and engaged and you know in complete love of the words of Rumi. So I'm going to take a break, but this is the last one I'm going to read, and we're gonna turn off this reading for today. So here it goes. I wash my heart of all knowledge and forget myself, for I cannot stand before the beloved, believing to be a master of all arts. I am only a shell for spirit. I leave reason behind and leap into bewilderment. Whew. Well, guys, when I started this book and I looked at, how the text was, I was like, this is a really simple book. It's an easy book, and I'm gonna just finish it very quickly and everything. But what I just realized, and I'm on the page 25 of 204 pages, 24% in this particular reading. But what I really feel that it is incomplete to just read Rumi and not feel him. It's just like Rumi is feeling. Rumi is a part of our heart out on the paper, as far as I could just comprehend today. But I hope you're enjoying this journey with me, and I'd really love you to explore this and with me and Rumi's words, and we'd have more such insights and understandings and feelings of love, of just understanding the world a little bit better with this channel. So thank you for staying tuned, and I hope to see you again in the next reading of this book, Rumi's Little Book of Life. Bye bye.